to my channel, friends. It's Warped Wise Woman here to give you some Warped Wise wisdom. Now, I know opinions are like assholes, but everybody has one. So what is my opinion? Well, I got a lot of them. But I just want to remind y'all why this channel is important and why I need to build it up and make it a thing is because I suffer from major depressive disorder, probably some other things. Finally got some insurance. I'm gonna go get a full psych exam by a psychiatrist. I'm currently going to college to learn psychology. Funny thing about that is I had a therapist once, his name was Rex, and he was the one that told me to go to college, because during our sessions he seen that I had a fairly high level of intelligence, and that leads me to wonder about depression, if maybe intelligent people suffer from it more than an average intelligent person, which I'm not trying to down anybody's intelligence. If you have an average intelligence and you live a normal life, man, you are lucky. You are blessed. And I dig that. Kudos to you. Kudos. I don't even live a normal life. I'm 41 years old. I don't got it figured out. I'm still smoking. I consider it my long-term suicide plan. I say that kind of lightly, but y'all gotta understand I've tried 4 times in my life, and only once, the first time, did I actually get medical help. My method of choice is overdosing on pills of various kinds, so that makes me reluctant to take any prescribed medication, even if it is for my well-being or my health. It just makes me reluctant, and I don't like that. I don't like that about myself, but it is what it is. Talking helps a lot. To hear your own voice and to know that somebody else is hearing it and taking in what you say, it means a lot. It means more than you know. Because when somebody pours their heart out to you, it's their heart. You know, it's not, oh, some stupid opinion. You know, oh, you have an opinion? Well, you can fuck off. It's not cool. So yeah, it's funny how a lot of people who say I have rights, don't interfere with my rights, you can't interfere with my rights. In the next breath, they interfere with somebody else's rights. You know, you just can't, you can't do that. I don't know how you think it's okay to do that. You know who you are. Anywho, woo! So I've been self-medicating tonight with my marijuana. I poke smart. I'm a smart poker. And you can say, oh, well, that's probably the reason why you're depressed. No. I started smoking pot when I was 17, and I first tried to kill myself when I was just about 16. So that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense whatsoever. Pot actually brought me out of my head. I think that's another one of my problems, is I'm stuck in my head. You see, I have conversations with people I love and care about. Sometimes I have conversations with unknown doctors and psychiatrists and judges, cops, you name it. They don't know I have conversations with them because it happens in my head. I guess when I'm in front of somebody, I have trouble saying what's in my head because I don't want to upset them. I don't want to see their face when I upset them because then it upsets me. It upsets me just even sitting here trying to talk about it, okay? Like that's why I need to do this. And it helps me, but maybe it helps somebody else. Maybe one day somebody somewhere will see this video and be like, "Hey man, I get it. I get her. That's me. That I'm just like that." And to you, I say, keep fighting. Keep fighting. Here we go, out of the blue. Angel numbers. 1221. It means to strive forward. So I do. I strive forward. That's all I can do. Is I just can fight to live one more day. And tomorrow will take care of itself because I can barely get through today. A lot of people don't understand. Like, well, why can't you plan for the future? Well, obviously, the future scares the fuck out of me and I can't plan for it. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm stuck in the past. You know, people think, well, if I could go back in time, I would change this, or I would change that. But you can't. You can't go back in past, and you can't change anything. The past is done. It's past. That's why it's past. Present is like a gift that you get today. Okay? And tomorrow, well, tomorrow will be nothing until it's today, which makes today yesterday. So it's just a constant click, click, click into the future. Like that song, time keeps slipping, slipping into the future. Yeah, that song. Shit, who plays that? Well, I was out of tune anyway, so they won't catch that. Unless I was awkwardly in tune. That never happens. Whatever. I'm digging my light reflection. The light right there. Whatever. I could turn it off, but I'm home alone again tonight, and apparently I have issues with that. So far, so good. But I need to get my camera out just in case, to remind myself to take that fucker with me next time, because that one video of me, man, y'all don't understand. You know, that heater never falls, and it fell and shut the bathroom door that never gets shut unless somebody's in there, which it's usually my roommate, because I was raised by my mom, which is my sister. My brother was around until I was about 5, and then he got shipped off to live with his dad, and that's something that I think I could change, because I actually remember I was 4 or 5 at the time, and my brother was 9 years older than me, so he was about 13 or 14, because our birthdays are, I'm June, he's August. He was 71, I was 80. So I mean, it's just awkward. It's just awkward. But those first few years, I remember my brother really well, and he's not the same brother I have now, because he went down the wrong path, okay? He just did. I mean, I don't know what went wrong, other than me being born to my mom. That's the only thing I could think of that went wrong with my brother and my sister, because they both went wrong. My sister can't admit it, though. She can't admit it. Anywho, different subject. did I really want to rant about? And I guess I gotta call it a rant because it's my opinion, and it's okay if you don't agree with my opinion. Like, whatever opinion you have is okay with me because it's yours, it's not mine. I wish you'd seen my opinion and had my similar opinion, but you can wish in one hand and spit in the other and see which one fills up first, and I guarantee you it ain't gonna be the wish. But it's apparently a big thing with the whole Texas law that everybody's getting kind of PO'd about. I don't know the law. I don't care about the law. My opinion has nothing to do with the law. I'm just bringing it up because that's what's trending. My opinion's not trending. That's it trending. But my opinion about the subject of the law is what I want to rant about. So, abortion. I can't have kids. I can't have kids because I finally found out in my mid-30s that I have a bicornuate uterus, which, if you don't know what that is, instead of having a pretty pear-shaped uterus, I have a goat's head. Straight up. Because for years I was being told double uterus or double tubes, double. Why didn't y'all just see what it was? Anywho, come to find out that that's caused while I'm in the womb. Now, my mom's a great mom. I don't want anybody to walk away from this. This is just knowledge that she herself told me. There was only one time that she was unhappy being married to my dad because of his alcoholism. Apparently, there was stuff that happened. I'm not gonna put a bad name on my dad. I'm not. He's dead. He died when I was 23. And I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters by him from other moms. So I'm not gonna put a bad name on him. He was who he was. But he paid child support every month. So, at least he did his part. If he didn't want to be there, fine. But he put money in. And he was really good at sometimes just giving my mom a little extra here and there because he knew she needed the help. And he had it to give. So despite what kind of person he was when he drank, when he wasn't drunk, or even when he was drunk, he was a good person. Kinda. Like I said, I don't know what happened when he was with my mom. They got divorced when I was 10 months old, so, whatever. Where's it? Son of a bitch. Oh yeah. But my mom, while she was pregnant with me, she made one bad choice. She beat the crap out of her pregnant belly with me inside. Sugar, I'm sure it's nothing. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna pause this. I gotta go take care of the doggos. I did it. Okay. So I bet there was probably a funny transition there, but I said I had to pause it. I realized the porch light wasn't on. Somebody walked down the street. Dogs caught it. Alright, back to my story. Let's see. So yeah, she did that. She told me she did that. I don't have no reason for her to lie. But what she doesn't know, and she died September 9th, 2017. Today, I don't have my glasses on. So yeah, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. 4th year after, and I was starting to block out that day until my brother and sister reminded me. And I mean, I would have remembered, but again, I was trying to block it out. I was trying to block it out because for months after she died, I kept having lucid dreams about her being alive, and me trying to ask her how I was going to explain to the people at work, to my friends, to my family, that she was still alive after we already had her funeral. Like, I was having conversations with her. But apparently that's common in my family on my mom's side, because we all dream about people who died that we were close to. And when my papa died, I had a weird dream that I got a phone call from heaven. And it was this voice like, "Is Tamara there?" Now, my dog Sugar, my Chihuahua, she was still outside. She's barking. But anyways, if you don't understand that, it's because you don't know. My papa used to call me on the phone and be like, "Is Tamara there?" And I'd be like, "No, Papa, she went away." And he'd be like, "Oh, well, I need to talk to her." And I'd be like, "Oh, hi, Papa, what's up?" That was just Papa. Hold on, I gotta pause it again. She's being pushy. He came in with her. She's fixing to jump up. Oh, yep, there she is. That's my Sugar, and that's my Spice. And I guess I'm everything that might be nice. I'm just kidding. Anywho, no, I like my hair back like that. Sorry, sometimes I get distracted, and it could be because of marijuana, but I don't think it's that. I think it's just naturally my mind will stop going, and when I have to get up and let the dogs in, stuff happens, and I gotta rethink. It takes me a minute. Let's pause for a little bit longer than what you think. So, yeah, I have a bicornuate uterus from a birth defect, so I can't have kids. So the trending thing that's going around is abortion. Pro-life, pro-choice, and look, I'll be honest, I got a niece who, like 17 I think, got pregnant, and she was quite a bit long. She had her ultrasound, I think it was her first ultrasound, and she got some horrible news. The birth defect that this baby had was so severe that doctors recommended an abortion. She was devastated. She wanted the baby. But she had to make the choice with her mom, and so she had an abortion. But now she's married and has 2 kids. So how do I feel about abortion? I feel like it's a very personal choice, but I think that other than a medical reason, such as the mother losing the baby during pregnancy, is a high one. I mean, if you take a picture of the baby and you see what she saw, and the doctor telling you you ain't gonna make 3 more months, let alone the rest of this pregnancy, those are tough choices. Or rape, where the woman didn't have a choice, but now she has to decide, do I have to keep that stupid motherfucker's baby and run the risk of it growing up in foster care maybe and becoming a rapist itself, or raising it myself and it becoming a rapist itself, or will the woman's DNA, like, would my DNA like mingle and make a better person? Like, those are hard choices when you have trauma involved. But if you go out here and enjoy a night of partying, or you just like to have sex, but you're not responsible and do it properly and get pregnant, man, that's... and then you abort the baby, you're just a baby killer. And you can think me a bad person for thinking that, but if you don't think that yourself, what kind of person are you? Do you have morals? Do you have values? How do you feel about that? Like, seriously, oh, it's just their bodies. Okay, but as a woman who can't bear children but wants them, and you're probably like, well, why don't you just adopt? Well, I would love to adopt and foster, but honestly, if it wasn't my own child, I don't want to subject them to my mental stability. I mean, I look back on my life and I think, I'm glad I didn't have it. I'm glad what kind of adult would I be raising? Because that's what you're doing when you have a baby. You're raising an adult. It's not a child. It's a child because they're little and they don't know nothing yet. You, as an adult, have to realize I'm raising a future adult. If you think that children are our future, but you still treat your child as a baby, you're not doing it any favors. You have to raise your child as an adult with the same expectations you yourself would have for you yourself. And you might think, oh, well, you're crazy. I remember the day I was born. Okay, maybe just a flash, but I described it to my mom to a T of who was there and what they were wearing, and she said, yeah, that's right, Tamara. How'd you know? And I said, because I remembered it, Mom. Shortly before I had my suicide attempt, I had a lot of things going on in my mind as a 13, 14, 15-year-old, and you want to get out here and say, oh, well, they're just babies. No, we're not. Don't you remember? Don't you remember your entire life? Why can't you remember your entire life? That's crazy. I remember at 3 years old, I beat a neighbor girl's on my grandpa's street butt because I thought she was dating my boyfriend across the street, who great-grandparents lived across the street from my grandparents. I'm not going to say his name. Privacy issues. I'm not going to say his name, but needless to say that our grandparents babysitted us together, and from babies up until I started kindergarten, he would take me to the end of the street and come back and tell everybody we got married in Ponca City. Boy had a thing with Ponca City and Hot Wheels. I loved playing with his Hot Wheels. His grandpa used to take us for tractor rides around the block. What it was he had a riding lawnmower, but he'd pull the blades up and make it into tractor style, so he could drive it over, streets and pavements. Well, he'd put us up there on the little tractor with him, and we'd go around the block. We'd play in his pool. He always had one of those little bitty wading pools, which I thought was really deep, but I didn't realize I was only like 1.5 feet tall, so it wasn't really that deep. I was just really little. Remember the world's biggest slide. I don't remember how old I was. I don't think I was in school yet, and if I was, it's either before or after kindergarten, because it was a Labor Day picnic. My papa was a Boilermaker. So the Boilermakers would have a Labor Day picnic, every year. And this one year, we went to this one park, and they had this huge slide, man. You had to climb all the way up into the clouds. I mean, dads could reach the top, but, we couldn't. And it was a metal slide. We happened to go back to this park when I was about 12 for the same picnic. I found that slide. That sucker only came up here. I was like, what the hell, man? I wanted the world's biggest slide because I'm finally big enough to slide down the world's average sized slide. That wasn't the slide that came down from heaven. It's just a random thought, yo. So, my problem with abortion is this. If you're doing it for an inconvenience, you're doing it for the wrong reason. You're killing a perfectly healthy future adult. I mean, that's like me saying, I'll go out here and plant some flower seeds to grow flowers, and then they start growing roots, and then I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna come out here and take them back out. You just kill the flower. It just got its root. Once that seed, that sperm attaches to the egg and you're pregnant, that's life. That grew a root. That's the root of life. Don't you understand? That's what people strive for, is to procreate. Sex is fun, sex is pleasurable, but if you're having sex and you're not being responsible about it, and then get mad because you got pregnant, okay, that's like shutting the door and then walking into it and getting mad because the door was shut. Really? You're that thick? I'm sorry, you might think that I'm an idiot for thinking that way. I don't care. But that's the same thing. Once the seed, the sperm, attaches to the egg and grows a root, it's a life. It is a root. That is where our life begins. That is where we start making history. And you just want to, this thing's gonna ruin my life, my career. I'm not gonna go nowhere. And if your teenagers are getting pregnant, what's up with the parents? You want to say, well, we have a broken society, bad people are raising kids and they're becoming neglected. Whose fault is that? Seriously, whose fault? The parents aren't doing their job. It's their fault what happens to their children because they're not being parents. So, whose other fault is it? Well, once the kid gets old enough to send to school, the school becomes responsible. Why aren't our school systems doing things better? Like, you're not preparing this child to be an adult. You're preparing this child to be a smart, well-educated person, not an adult. There's a difference. If you don't know how to adult, then you don't know shit. You can be the smartest person in the world and have a lot of intelligence, like me, but you don't know how to adult. You don't know how to make a life and sustain it and keep it and make it enjoyable, make it happy. You gotta teach these kids better at school. Teach them young, teach them other things, teach them arts and crafts again. That seemed to work quite a bit. Okay, because I remember arts and crafts. That was cool. Teach them how to make things that are a value of some sort. Crochet some hats, crochet some scarves, crochet some gloves. Guess what? Those poor kids that don't have that thing, now they do. Teach them how to do a gift shop. Sell the stuff that they make, sell the stuff that they bake in the gift shop. You got a woodworking shop, a metal shop, We'll sell those things too. Make profit for the school through a student-based gift shop. That's simple. Another thing, why don't you take class president a little further? Why don't a school district elect one president, one vice president, and then each sub-school, like, that seniors would be picked for those higher positions in government. But every grade would have hall monitors, cops, kitchen workers, cafe people, cafe owners. Run it like you would run it a business. These things can work. Have your mechanics fix, local families' vehicles that they can't afford to take to a real mechanic. The Bedlam Clinic is a good example of this. The Bedlam Clinic in Tulsa, Oklahoma, have student doctors and student nurses. Yeah, you go, if you don't have insurance and you're over 18, you can go to them and get seen by a student who has yet to graduate to become a doctor. But they're overseen by real doctors and real nurses from OU's physicians so you're getting the care because a real doctor comes in and sees you. They talk to you. So you get real care. But students are doing it. Granted, they're college students who are fixing to become real doctors and nurses, but they're still doing it. You get what I'm saying? They're getting that real life experience. So the president, and then you can have different levels of security. Cops, chief of police. Each school would have their own chief of police. And then, of course, the president would have his cabinet, and everybody would have a representative, even the lower grades, and you could have classes where that's their class. They go meet, they go discuss. They do what the real president and his real cabinet do in school functions. I mean, it's not major life-changing decisions, it's how you run the school. Then teachers can be more like teachers/mentors. You still learn your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s and your English and your algebra because maybe some of them want to be scientists. I mean, sure, teach the basic classes, but after, like Harry Potter, once they turn 11, let them start in their mentorship. Let them become a successful citizen of the United States of America as either lawyers, doctors. I mean, why can't a kid work in the nurse's office and learn what a school nurse does? I'm just saying, why can't she teach a class for an hour or two a day and still have kids come in and get seen by other kids, just like the Bedlam Clinic? Why can't these ideas happen? Why can't we restructure our entire educational system so that we have future adults who know what they're doing when they get college level and when they get into the adult life? Why? Why are you treating them like babies? Why aren't you giving them the opportunity that they deserve? Why are you failing them? Why is nobody else thinking this way? I tell you what, if you think this way and you want to see a major overhaul of the education system in the way that I just described, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. You know what? Bing! The notification bell. And you'll know anytime I put out more material. I don't know what I'm going to put out. I'm just going to make content. My main thing is to teach y'all about depression And this is the only way I know how. These are the thoughts I have. These are the thoughts that keep me up at night. You know, these are the thoughts that make me so angry. I want to kill myself because we're all failing this freaking world. We all are more concerned about bullshit that we can't grow the up and see it as it is. And it's not that hard. Stop shutting the door and walking into it. Okay? And then getting mad because somebody shut the door. You're not that stupid. Give yourself credit. Hit that like button, and let's make this video go viral. I'd love to see my channel go viral with something like this. Y'all can even call me a Karen. I might do that. I might title this, Karen Talks About Abortion. I love you guys, man. I really do. You, thumbs up. Love you guys. Warped Wise Women here. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy.